Welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be video number 2. So I was thinking about it the other day and I was thinking, what were the signs of my addictions? And I think, this is going to be very interesting because when you think about it, I grew up in a family very poor. So we lived off of Ichiban, Chef Boyardee, essentially anything that you could find at the dollar store. Very, very poor, very, very unhealthy lifestyle. And then I can remember the factor of my mom saying, "Hey, if you're a good boy, we'll go get you some candy." So that was the start of knowing that, hey, be good, get candy. I could also remember growing up in the era where Pizza Hut, if you read a book, you get a pizza. So we learned to read, get a pizza. So that also fed us into the intuition of, hey, eating pizza is good for you. Don't get me wrong, I love pizza and I would mow down on that stuff. But it's probably not the healthiest for you. Then I can remember, you go to like school and everyone at lunchtime or recess has like whoever has the best treat is like, the coolest person there is. I never had that. Peanut butter and jelly, milk, probably the healthy stuff or healthier stuff. And then I can remember, you get into like high school, you start seeing people either smoke a pot or smoke cigarettes or dabble in drinking, sexual exploits. You could also tell that everyone would go for lunch. They would go to like 7-Eleven, candy, sugars. So you're just feeding that sugar addiction, right? Then you can remember after high school where like alcohol became a norm, where everything I did was, hey, you know what? I had a bad day. Let's drink. Hey, I had a good day. Let's drink. Hey, I can get laid more when I drink. Let's drink. So it just became a norm of like, let's drink. You think about it, after I got into the drinking, got into sexual exploitations and just being a dirtbag, went and stole money from people. I can tell you, I would go to parties and I'd eat their food just because, I had no money, but I'd rather spend my money on alcohol or whatnot than, feed myself. So that was kind of rough and weird. I can remember getting to the point of like sometimes hiding alcohol. I don't know why. Like maybe it was just for the next fix. Who knows? I'll figure that trigger out one day in my life. But then I woke up and I was like, like, man, why am I doing this? I traveled the entire world just to get drunk and party. I'm going to be honest with you, those are probably the best 2 years of my entire life. I can tell you when you just go and party and you just go travel beaches, drink, do whatever you do, hang out with the devil. Everyone has to do it. You have to get it through your system. It is what it is. You got to figure out your body. You got to figure out your triggers. But then, I woke up and I said, yo, four to $500,000 I spent. And you know what that kicker was that night? Was that the liquor store literally is 3 blocks away from my house. And I can remember that I was so lazy that I phoned the liquor store to deliver liquor 3 blocks to my house and paid $14. And I said, wow, how sad am I that I'm not even willing to walk 3 blocks? Like, I just became the epitome of like lazy piece of shit dirtbag, So I changed my ways and I thought about it. I was like, okay, if I'm going to quit drinking, what do I normally drink? And I said, I drink sugary drinks. I drink growers, ciders, coolers, stuff like that. Very girly drinks. They taste good. They're fruity. I'm not going to lie. I really like them. But then I realized all that sugar was making me gain weight. It was just, I have a sugar addiction and I have no problem admitting that. So then I said to myself, how do I get away from alcohol so that I can actually start feeling better? I changed it chocolates, ice cream. Don't get me wrong, probably not the best way of getting away from an addiction. But the way I've learned in my life, change the addiction to something a little bit healthier. And once you get to that point, change that addiction to something healthier. It's not an everyday like, hey, I'm going to. You just gotta make sure that the. I don't even know how to explain this, but it's the conscious decision that, hey, you know what? I'm happy. I'm gonna go get myself an ice cream bar. Hey, I'm sad. I'm gonna get myself an ice cream bar. Okay, but then at some point you have to realize to yourself, saying, okay, I still got calories. I'm still putting excess sugar into my body. How do I change that? So I went from taking that and I said, I want to go and start eating fruits. So I started eating fruits. Now I gotta be honest, like that's my sugar fix. But then I also drink a lot of tea. And I used to put a lot of sugar, white sugar in there. And now I've just switched it up with honey. So essentially that was my sugar fix. I can remember, just going through those like classifications. It got to the point like when you go, hey, how did you control your mind? And don't get me wrong, this was during COVID. I can remember when we were having the left bridge, all the truckers were coming down, stuff like that, waving their flags. It just threw me into trigger overload. And I can remember going to the liquor store. I would stand there and I could go get whatever I wanted. And then I'd start looking at people coming in. And I looked at them. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you look at somebody who drinks every day, it's like they put on 20 years on their life. Their body doesn't move well, their brain doesn't react well. It was just the fact of seeing like everyday people come in, and I looked at them and I said, I'm not the best looking person, but you look a lot rougher than me right now. And it got to the point where I said, okay, I just gotta walk out, take my bumps and bruises, go home and find something else. And it's the initial thought. If you can learn that every thought is 30 seconds long, and you say, hey, I want to go have a drink. Okay, but now you got to change that thought to, hey, I'm going to have an ice cream sandwich. Okay, now I got to change that thought to, hey, I'm going to have a bowl of fruit. At the end of the day, all you're doing is you're removing the addiction and you're turning it into a healthy addiction. Trust me, I'm not a therapist, a counselor, or anything like that. I'm just going from what has helped me to be the best version I am. I'm going to tell you right now, if you looked in my freezer, there's a Mickey of rum. I have no triggers to drink it. None whatsoever. I know that I'm that personality that's 0 to 100. So I've learned that if I don't put that stuff in my body, I eventually don't crave it. It gets very weird, very interesting. But I also have a bag full of Starburst candy. I would go to town on both of those things back in the day. Won't even be here after a day. I could just go look in my freezer right now and go, hey, next man up. It's done. At some point, I just want to say, what am I doing this for? Why am I trying to be a healthier person? I gotta be honest with you. 38. I don't have a family, don't have kids, don't have anything. So why not try to be the best version I can be, the healthiest version I can be, and show that my future family and my future kids, like, hey, I figured out how to eat better. I figured out how to get away from everything that I grew up on. And it sounds so bad, but my mom was young. She was a 20-year-old. She didn't know life. She had no expectations about life. The fact that she got up, had a kid, and raised me by herself, good on her. But do I have a lot of issues and triggers because of her? Guaranteed. I'm going to tell you, everyone in life probably goes, oh, I had a terrible upbringing. Oh, I saw this. Oh, I saw that. Yes, all did. We signed up for this journey. Here's the end of the deal. At the end of the day, sorry, when you look at yourself, are you dead? No. So what did that do? Everything you will start seeing in life, if you learn the path, it's to set you up for later on in life. I can tell you right now, I'm watching everything happen in the same circle of events. And I said this time around, I am not going to do what I did the first two times around. I'm going to go the opposite way, whether I win or fail, no matter what. I'm just going to be true to myself. I'm going to tell you, once you start seeing things happen again and again, it goes quicker and quicker and quicker. It's like you just accomplish things, but in a weird sense, you feel happier on the inside knowing that you did it the right way, at the right time. And I believe everything happens on time. There's no miracles. Don't ever believe there is a miracle. Everything has to take a step. One step, one step, one step. And like I tell people at the very end of the day, heck, I'm a Flames fan. I would love to see the Calgary Flames win the Stanley Cup. But you know what? What, what what's saying that they're better than any other team on the league? Probably nothing. But they all have the same player mentality. They probably all work. They probably take 10,000 slap shots. They probably wake up, eat healthy, whatever it is. Every player probably does the exact same thing to a T, maybe with the odd minuscule difference. But you know what? Maybe in 30 years to win the Stanley Cup. All in timing, you know? So whatever happens doesn't happen in the 3D world. Everything comes down. So you just gotta rely that, whatever's going on right now is setting you up for the future. Being said, I can't wait for video number three. And thanks again, divine timing. Let's make life happen. Let's just keep going. Move forward. Look at yourselves. Try to be 1% better. You gotta take the losses to eventually become the boss. That's just life. It's a journey. Let's just keep going. God bless. Amen.